Hey guys, here are 5 Android apps that can genuinely make your phone a lot more useful, a lot more convenient, and honestly just better to use every day. So, let's get into it. First up is No Volume, and this app gives Android's volume controls a complete makeover. So instead of just using the regular hardware buttons and the default volume slider, this app gives you a custom on-screen volume control that looks way more modern and feels a lot more flexible. You can choose between different styles like a half wheel, a full wheel, or even a vertical slider, and it works in both light and dark mode. What's nice is that even on the free version, you still get a lot of customization. You can move it around, resize it, change how sensitive the swipe feels, adjust how long it stays on screen, and even decide whether you want it on the left or right side of your display. It also lets you exclude certain apps, which is actually really useful. So for example, if you don't want it showing up inside your camera app, or while using certain apps, where volume controls might get in the way, you can just block it there. And if you decide to go premium, you unlock even more personalization like custom haptic feedback, full color controls, transparency settings, and one feature I actually really like, the volume limiter, that basically lets you cap your volume at a certain level, which is great if you want to protect your hearing. So if you want something that feels cleaner, smarter, and way more customizable than Android's default volume panel, No Volume is a really cool one. Next is MemoKey, and this is one of those apps that becomes super useful once you start using it. Basically, it lets you keep all your saved text, notes, replies, templates, captions, or anything you type often right inside your keyboard. So instead of leaving the app you're in, opening your Notes app, copying something, then coming back just to paste it, everything is already there and ready to use. Once you enable it as one of your keyboards, you can just switch to it anytime you need it, and from there, you'll see all your saved snippets and notes ready to be pasted with a single tap. This is especially useful if you send the same kind of messages a lot, save hashtags, reply templates, links, business info, or even YouTube descriptions and captions. And what makes it even better is that it's not just some basic clipboard tool. You can organize everything with folders, tags, pins, and search filters, so even if you save a lot of stuff, it stays really easy to manage. You can also quickly save text directly from anywhere using the share menu, so building your own little text library feels really seamless. So yeah, if you're always copying and pasting the same things, MemoKey is honestly a very smart app to have. Now let's talk about Quick Ball, and this one is all about convenience. It adds a small floating shortcut button to your screen that stays available no matter what app you're using. By default, it gives you quick access to things like volume, brightness, and screen lock. But the nice part is that you can customize those shortcuts and replace them with things you'll actually use more often. So if you'd rather have shortcuts to certain apps, or other system controls instead, you can set it up exactly how you want. The floating button itself is easy to move around, and when you let go, it snaps neatly to the side of your screen so it doesn't feel messy or distracting. You can also choose which apps should hide it, whether it should appear on your lock screen, and even disable it completely when your phone is in landscape mode. And honestly, that's what makes it good. It's simple, lightweight, useful, and it doesn't try to do too much. Plus, there are no ads and no premium version, which makes it even better. If you like having quick controls within reach at all times, Quick Ball is definitely worth trying. Next up is Volume Scroll, and this app does something very simple, but surprisingly useful. It lets you use your volume buttons to scroll. So once it's set up, pressing volume up scrolls upward, and pressing volume down scrolls downward. And it actually feels way more natural than you might expect, especially if you use your phone with one hand a lot. It's really handy when you're reading long articles, scrolling through social media, browsing websites, or even following something on screen while your other hand is busy. And what's good here is that it's not just a basic on or off feature. You actually get a decent amount of control over how it works. You can change the scroll speed, adjust how much the screen moves with each press, and even choose which apps should support it and which ones should keep your volume buttons working normally. So for example, you can have it active in browsers or social apps, but leave it off in apps where you'd rather keep normal volume controls. And the app also gives you a way to still access your regular system volume panel, so you're not losing the original function of your volume keys completely. It's one of those small tweaks that doesn't sound like a big deal at first, but once you get used to it, it actually makes your phone feel more comfortable to use. And finally, we have Shush, and this one fixes a problem almost everybody has had at some point. You know, when you put your phone on silent or do not disturb for a meeting, class, movie, or while sleeping, and then hours later, you realize you completely forgot to turn the sound back on. That's exactly what this app is for. With Shush, you can silence your phone and set a timer at the same time. Then once that timer runs out, your phone automatically goes back to its previous sound settings. With Shush, you can silence your phone and set a timer at the same time. Then once that timer runs out, your phone automatically goes back to its previous sound settings. So if you only want your phone muted for 30 minutes, 2 hours, or overnight, the app handles it for you, without you having to remember anything later. It's quick, simple, and very easy to use. You can jump into silent mode with basically a tap, set your time, and leave it alone. It also keeps things clean by showing you your active timers, and it runs quietly in the background without becoming one of those apps that drains your battery, or constantly gets in the way. And honestly, for something so simple, it can be really useful, especially if you often silence your phone, and forget to switch it back afterward. So if you want a smarter way to manage silent mode, Shush is definitely a good one to have. And yeah, those are 5 Android apps that can make your phone feel a lot more practical, a lot more convenient, and just better overall. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.